All right, here we are back again with the Jeep. We're gonna be doing a little bit more to it today. It is running, it is on the road. You can see we have the top off, the weather's been great. What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna try and get the rear bumper put back on, but first I have to wire wheel it, I have to paint it and put it on. I'm also going to look at doing the speaker bar, vertically driven products, this up here. We're gonna wire this in and get this going. At least the speakers, the dome lights, we're gonna have to see. There's a wiring harness, but we're gonna splice everything in. We got the interior put in for now, vertically driven products, console is put in. The seats are in great condition, as you can see here. I need to clean them up. We're gonna do that in the next day or two. Doing a lot in this Jeep in the next 2 days. Still got to do the rust on the floor, still got to do the rust on the fender, but we're gonna get this installed and drive it a little bit. I'm gonna take it up to V3 tomorrow. I'll have a video on that as well. So let's get started. All right, so now that we got it all sanded down with the wire wheel, we're gonna spray it with some metal prep and then primer it and then paint it black. All right, we got the rear bumper all painted up. We're gonna let that dry right here. We got the seat belts put in, put the upper seat belt bolts in. You see the other seat belt there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to wiring this here sound bar. Okay, for now wiring the sound bar. So what I did, this piece here comes out of the sound bar, okay? It's the red and the black wires you see right here are for the dome light, the power and the negative. These two here are the speaker wires for the left rear and right rear, positive and negative for each. So I've heard a few times, and yes, it's right, these sound bars are not necessarily wired correctly inside the bar itself. But what I did is I hooked them up to, this is the piece that's coming out of the truck or out of the Jeep itself, okay, from the head unit, this black wire. I just cut the connector off for the stock sound bar and I wired it up this way. So I have the, let's see if I can focus, the green wire, I'm sorry, the white wire with the green stripe going to the green wire with the red stripe. I have the brown wire there, and I believe this brown wire has no stripe on it. So the brown wire you can see right there is going from the Jeep to the all green wire, or the green wire with the light green strip on it there, okay? So that's one side. You're gonna have to play with your balance, your forward and reverse, and your balance left and right to make sure you got the wires correct. The other wires you have coming out of the Jeep, you can see here it's a green wire with a white stripe, and then a brown wire with a white stripe as well right here, and that is going to these two here, red with the white goes with the green, or the white and the green. So you're gonna have to play with them. Yours may be different than what I have on mine, but this is what it's wired to now. And then I have the black and red going down the roll bar in the pad, and it's going on the floor down there. I'm going to eventually put it into the wire loom that's down here and tuck it under the door. So, and that's going to be wired for the dome light. So that's how I had to wire this soundbar to get it to work properly. And it sounds pretty good. I was impressed with it. Some bad reviews on the speakers. They're not. I'm not an audiophile, but they sound okay. So that's what I have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape these up now with electrical tape. I'm going to tuck it into this pad in here, and I'm going to zip this all back up and clean it up. Now to get the rear seat installed. This one is in right, this one is flipped around. So whenever you put this in there, both these pins have to face the same way. So you can put the seat in and then slide it over to lock it in place. And it's got cotter pins that you put in there to stop it from sliding off. So if you look at the seat, that side comes back and it'll be able to clip in there. Because right now, when you're looking at the seat this way, you can see that it's crooked. This side is more forward than that side because this rotates, that bracket flips around, and this seat will go back an extra inch and then it'll clip in fine. Right, so this is what I'm talking about. That goes there. See this little groove? This little pin that goes around there, at a retainer pin. This side over here, same way, little retainer pin right there. And then this is the latch. You fold it down. Like that. It locks in. So these rubber pads and this rubber mat are kind of causing some friction, so it doesn't lock into place very well when you slam it down. But you're supposed to be able to, there you go, slam it down like that, and it locks into place. See that? Locks into place right there. That's all right, so here we go. We are at the house. We are gonna put the rear bumper on. So what we have here is the bumper painted, and there's 4 spots that this goes on. You can see those two spots there, and those 2 there. So we're gonna get this lifted up there and mount it into place and see how well this sucker goes on. Okay, so I got the first bolt in on both sides. You can see it goes into the bumper there through the frame. I gotta tighten that down once I get all the other bolts installed. But for those who are wanting to know, this is a Tomken Machine Super Duty bumper with a hitch, 2-inch receiver. I'll post the link in the description down below so you can see the link for Quadratec's website. But that's what this is. You can see here the other bolt. So there's 2 bolts there, and there's 2 bolts in there. So total of 4 bolts on each side will hold this bumper on. And you can see it's pretty significant in weight, just from the video you saw me lifting it up there. So all right, so there it is. 2 days of work, progress more like, on the YJ. The speaker bar is plugged in and working. I got the dome light working on it. I'm not going to turn the speakers on. Trust me when I tell you they are working. If I turn the speakers on, it's not going to do it justice over the speakers that you may have or the recording of this video. So we got the rear bumper put on. You can see there it's on tight. Everything's good to go there. Back seat's in solid. The roll bar pads have been wiped down and cleaned. Seat belts installed in the rear. Windshield has been cleaned. Wiped down the seats a little bit and the dash and everything. So it looks a little rough because it needs some nice fresh coat of paint, but it has come a long way, trust me when I tell you. And it rides really nice. It drives well. Starts, it's reliable, and that's what we want. So there it is, the YJ. A lot more to do on this vehicle, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can find out when we do more of the vehicle, and we'll see you next time on Nocturnal Performance Project YJ.